What's up, YouTube? This is Macallan from GSC Content, here with another tip. And this one specifically for brand new people who have just installed the game. Here are 5 things you should know when you first install Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. Number 1, reroll until you get a banner card, a good banner card, preferably a banner card with a leader skill, whether it be a mono type leader skill or a extreme versus super type leader skill or the new category leader skills. Rerolling takes nothing but time. The reality is you want to wait until you get to a moment where you get a lot of free reroll stones. That usually happens at major events, major holidays. Usually you can have a lot of stones to do a couple of multi-summons on whatever that particular banner is. But whatever that particular banner is, do not just accept whatever initial roll you get. Make sure that at least one of those cards is a strong leader that you can use to farm everything else and to basically play the game until the very next event. Number 2, raise your rank, right? The first thing you should do when you get the game is increase your rank. So much of this game is going to depend on how much stamina you have, how much team cost you have, the kind of team you can build. One of the biggest roadblocks to all that is your actual rank for your account. The first thing you should be worrying about, don't worry about beating Dokkan events, don't worry about beating whatever the flavor event of the week is. Just go do your story quests, get those free stones, and grind your level. Generally, celebrations have increased XP when you're doing your quests. You can get from level 1 to 200 really quick. I just did it on a reroll in Japan. It took me like 2 weeks, and I was back up to rank 200. It's focus on increasing your rank cost. That'll help you out with team building. That'll help you out with events. That'll help you out with stamina. Rank up. Number 3, grind everything. Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle is a grind game. There's no other way to put it. You're going to grind everything. You're going to grind medals, you're going to grind training items, you're going to grind stones, you're going to grind Dokkan events, you're going to grind LR cards. It's a grind. You got to put in with work, right? The reality is you have to work towards getting certain things, and you can't be adverse to grinding things in Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, or this will not be the game for you. So make sure you grind everything, to include free-to-play stuff. When you're first starting out and you first start making your teams, you're gonna have a lot of holes. You're gonna have a lot of holes in your teams because you don't have a very big deck of cards yet. You haven't gotten a lot of cards. Dokkan Battle has a lot of cards that can be spot fill-ins until you can get better variants of certain cards to fill out your team. So don't be afraid to grind Super Strike cards, free LRs. Events come around that drop cards that you can farm to max SA. Don't be afraid to grind those to help you out in the beginning of your Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle account. Number 4, research. I wish I would have listened to this when I first started playing. One of the first things I did is I pulled SSR Piccolo in my very early days. He was the physical one. I mean, he's not the greatest card, but I was like, oh, I already have an SSR Piccolo, the starter one. I don't need 2. And I bobbed him. I sold him for bobble points, and that was a waste, right? Like, I just wasted an SSR, a better than the other SSR I had, and I got rid of it because I just didn't know what I was doing.
You were salty.
I was pretty mad because I didn't know what I was doing for a while, especially since he got a Dokkan shortly thereafter. I was like, what the fuck was I doing? Please, don't be afraid to do some research, right? Go to the Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle wiki page, go onto the Reddit, don't be afraid to ask questions. Hell, message us on Twitter or on our videos or comments. We read all our comments and we'll respond to them. Don't be afraid that if something happens, you get a card that you're not sure about, you get an SR. Certain SRs can become URs with Dokkan events. If you don't know what these cards can do, look it up. There's nothing wrong with it. Don't be afraid to research. It just takes a little time. Don't be afraid to reach out to people who know this game better. I know sometimes it might be nerve-wracking to go onto Reddit or something and ask for help, but the community is really, really kind, really helpful. They will give you your answers, and you can prevent yourself from doing something that you regret. So don't be afraid to research to help you out. Number 5, don't worry about beating everything the day it drops. Right? The reality is Dokkan Battle is a marathon, not a sprint. When you first start out, there are going to be events that have a difficulty that you're not going to be able to beat. The reality is you just can't. Right? There's especially the newer stuff that's coming out. It's built for certain teams to beat it. And that means teams that have almost all the optimal units for that particular event. And you're not going to beat it at the beginning. You're probably not going to beat it until after rank 200, maybe even up to 300, or until you get a better deck. Don't worry about having to beat everything. A new banner drops with a new event that has a Super 3 difficulty, Super 2 difficulty, and you keep dying, and you're just wasting stones on continues. Don't waste stones on your continues. If you can't beat it with a single run through with using the items that you have, you're just not ready for it, and that's okay. The events will come back. You'll get better. Your teams will get better. Eventually, you will beat that event. So don't worry about beating everything right now. Just have fun. And that's it. I'm Macallan from GSC Concept. That was me just giving you a couple of advice, pointers.
And Cerulean loves you.
Cerulean loves me.
I love you. The fans.
I love everybody.
You do.
Not everybody. I don't like Hitler.